Hey there, we're back with the third video in our demo walkthrough series. This is probably the most important bit of information to get across. So up to this point, we've created, or I should say you as the user have created your own user account. You've set up your organization, had that validated and approved. You've set up the basic framework of your campaign. You've identified what you're fundraising for. Now, at this point, theoretically, you could stop and you could simply use the sharing tools on the donation page. You could share everything to Facebook and across all these different social networks. This donate button works and will receive donations, and we'll happily process those and send you checks. But in order to really get the most out of the platform, we highly recommend turning this into a student-led activity. I think my years as a music educator, as a band director, I'm now a band booster with my kids heavily involved in music and band. The more ownership that students can take of their program, ultimately the better off the program becomes for it. And I don't know that I'm going to get a whole lot of argument from a lot of directors and ensemble leaders out there. I think that's a pretty universally agreed upon tenet when we work with young people. I think it's easier said than done, and I think that every organization has its own fundraising culture. So your mileage may vary, as they say, but I would highly recommend approaching your students and saying, look, we sell the candy, we sell the cakes, we sell the pies, we do Christmas tree ornaments, we do car washes, we do Chinese auctions, we do beef and beer dinners. That's all great. The boosters work and do all of that. This is your campaign. So all the bright smiling faces in your marching band, we need to raise $75,000 for equipment. And this, I'm putting this at your feet. And I think that by and large, if we've done our job as parents and we've done our job as educators, the students then when challenged will turn around and say, yeah, okay, I get that. And we write extensively about this topic on our blog. I would highly suggest spending some time there to take a peek at how groups are addressing this. But the more participation that you can get from your students, the better your campaign will run. So for that reason, we've created an added dimension to this that GoFundMe and CrowdRise and some of the other household name crowdfunding sites do not offer. And that is the ability to actually line your ensemble up to be hands-on participants in this. So if we go back into your organization and you come over here to membership, what we do is we recommend you upload your member list, the list of all the students in your marching band. And then you will want to talk to them first before you do this and say, look, we're doing this campaign. It's set to start at the end of this month. It's going to run for 6 weeks. We need to raise $75,000. Here's your job. I need you to go home tonight and make a list of 20 potential contributors to this campaign, potential supporters, potential donors. These could be parents. These could be aunts and uncles. They could be people that live in distant cities because this takes place all online. It doesn't matter. You don't have to drop off candy or cakes or pies or anything like that. So there's no cash to touch. There's no door-to-door. There's no order fulfillment or distribution. It's simple, it's clean, and it's easy. All you need to do is come up with 20. And if you really think about it, 20 is a pretty easy number. Now, the way you get your students involved, once you have that conversation, you see the heads nodding, you go, okay, we have some conditional agreement here that we're going to do this. You go to Manage Members. Here we have no members uploaded yet. But you come down here to upload list of members. First, what you're going to want to do is go into your database, whether you use core data, if you're a drum corps, if you use charms, if you're a music department, and you want to somehow derive a spreadsheet. This is very simple. All we need are 3 fields: email, first name, last name. We also accept, I'll show you here, if you click this question mark, we accept phone number, which we don't want to call anybody, so phone number we don't really need. Section and roster. The section might be important to you because that way we can reveal in future updates how the trumpets are doing relative to the low brass or relative to the percussion section or the color guard. And that way you can actually develop a little bit of a gamified competitive approach internally. Nothing but healthy and nothing but positive, of course. So we're going to go ahead and take that spreadsheet I just had. And if you notice, I've trimmed off all the excess rows and columns. I've taken the title off. It's just the first row is the header, email, first name, last name, formatted exactly like this. So all I need to do is export this. I can export this to a file type called CSV. If you're not familiar with this, it stands for comma separated values. And this is really a data standard that most web applications adhere to. And it is necessary because different spreadsheet programs like Excel is slightly different than Apple Numbers and some of the others. So, all right, we have that. I've now saved it as a CSV. I can go and navigate to that file and choose it. I just have to find it. Actually, if I type CSV today, that's it. Web demo members CSV. That's my file. All right, there it is in staging. I click upload. It's a relatively small file and a short member list. I only needed a few just for demonstration purposes. And you'll see an alert up here in this corner of the screen when it finishes processing. And actually, you'll also get an email. If you upload a couple of hundred kids, there we go, green list of members has been uploaded. Blah, thank you. If it takes some time, sometimes these large marching bands from Texas that are approaching 300 members, that could take some time to process. You can go away and do something else, and we'll send you an email when that is uploaded. So now, if I come back to view members, there they are. There are my members. So these are all fake email addresses with a domain name of fansraise.com. There's a column that says confirmed. And this is whether or not the student has checked their email, clicked the instructions and the link in that email that tells them what to do, and the number of contacts that they've uploaded. So since we just uploaded this, nothing has happened yet. But I'm going to show you in just a moment what does happen.